cancer diagnoses, a death sentence or a call for freedom? 4 years after his diagnosis of cancer, my husband transitioned or died, as some say. For me, it was a learning experience like no other could be, and I would like to share some of the things I learned. First of all, I realized that often it is not until one gets a diagnosis such as this does a person see that their life is out of balance. It is important to note that this diagnosis, or any diagnosis, is nothing more than a call to move back into balance of the health and well-being that is there for all of us. What I learned that I can now share with others, and that I wish I knew when my husband was alive, is an A to Z list of suggestions for you and your loved one should you be going through a diagnosis of cancer, either for yourself or a loved one. A. Begin to focus on having way more fun. Most adults, for instance, have lost complete touch with what truly brings them joy. B. Laugh more and often. When you are laughing, you are focused on good feeling things, and that is our goal here. Children laugh out loud many times a day, while most adults rarely do anymore. I'll explain more as we go along. Stop reading or watching the news. This is really an important one because it is everywhere. The news is not accurate and it is mostly depressing. Remember that a reporter's job is to sell news, and most often this is done by focusing on that which is negative, and they make it into a huge deal. And the truth is, if the news were accurate, one would hear 5 minutes or less of negative news and an hour or more of positive news. There is much more well-being on this planet than not. Watch only uplifting and positive TV shows or movies. And this is another one that's so difficult in most cultures because there's so much violence and so much heartache in so many movies and TV shows. And so many of the relationships are not positive ones. So to be very mindful of what TV shows and movies you watch. I only, for instance, for the most part, watch uplifting, positive, and joyful shows and movies because it helps me maintain my positive state. Next, go for more walks along the river or beach. Eat your favorite foods. Sometimes people think that you have to only eat, all of these other foods that, for example, wheatgrass was something that my husband tried for a while, but he just could not stomach it. So, and really, the key is to be feeling great, and when you're feeling great, you usually eat foods that are good for you. And if you don't every once in a while, it's not a big deal. Next, focus only on the health that you are seeking. Another big one, and so difficult, can be so difficult with a diagnosis of cancer because there's so much fear in this culture about cancer. It literally throws fear into the hearts of men and women. Become truly clear on what makes you happy and do more of it. And this is another really important one. So many people have given up doing things that make them happy because for lots of different reasons in this culture. And so to really start to monitor what activities make you feel good, what makes you happy, what brings you joy. Very important, and do more of them. Next, focus your thoughts only on that which feels good. And this is, again, something that's very difficult. learning how to actually take charge of your thoughts. And if you have a negative thought, to have things that you can, as soon as you become aware of, immediately move yourself to focus on something that feels better. Not an easy skill to learn, but once you learn it, you will then truly become the deliberate creator of your own reality. Most people think that their thoughts think them. They don't realize that they actually can manage their own thoughts and learn to focus and change them if they don't like them. Okay, next, either clean up or let go of relationships that are not healthy. When you have a diagnosis of cancer, which tells you that you've got a fairly serious, it's a state of being that has taken some time to get to, and it's caused by a progressive amount of activity that have not made you happy, and it's slowly manifested into a tumor. So you want to be, being selfish is really important to your health, and that means being willing to care so much about yourself that you only want to be around relationships that are going to make you feel better. So, and this can be a hard one, but with a diagnosis of cancer, usually people are pretty motivated to take some very serious charge and make changes like that. Next, have each day be a pleasure-filled day, either by focusing on pleasant things or by doing enjoyable activities. And listen to more of your favorite music. And lots of people have just stopped doing things like that. But, if classical music is something you enjoy and it soothes you, that's what you're looking to do, is to find music that soothes your body, that makes you relax, that helps you move into well-being. Whatever that might be for you. Take more time to be in nature. We all know that nature is a healer. It's pure positive energy flowing through plants and animals and rocks, and just breathing into a river stream or an ocean or looking at the mountains. That's pure positive energy you're breathing in. So the more time you spend in nature, the better. Understand that cancer or any other diagnosis cannot stay in a happy feeling body. It can, and it has left many bodies. Despite many doctors' diagnoses of you'll live for 4 months or 2 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever they may say to you, over and over and over and over again, doctors are wrong, because doctors, for the most part, do not understand energy. They do not understand the importance of focusing your thought, of feeling good. And they move right away into treatments that often are very harmful for the body. And that's because that's all they know. And it's also because within the medical system, that's a huge machine, so to speak. When if you go into a cancer agency, it's almost like you get sucked into all of the treatments that they might have for you, and I'm not saying that these may not be treatments that will help you. I'm just saying that it's a whole machine where millions of dollars flow through each and every year, and so that's where people's knowledge is at, most doctors. All right. Next, do not even use the word cancer or MS or whatever the diagnosis is. In this culture and in most cultures, these words are so loaded with fear-filled thoughts, and they make it much harder for you to stay positively focused. And this is a hard one, but nonetheless, really, when you have, let's say you have a cancerous tumor, even if you can just look at it as an unhealthy mass in the body that that just needs cleaning up, that's a lot lighter feeling than cancer, which is so loaded with fear. So, the creator of the work that I do literally healed herself from a cancerous tumor that was the size of a football in 6 weeks. And this is not uncommon. Many, many people have completely let go of tumors. So it's really important. And so the less you focus on those terms, the easier it will be for you to stay positively focused. Because when you say, I have cancer, it immediately, you are explaining it and talking about it, and people get worried, and you feel all of their fear as well. So I just suggest people don't even talk about it. Don't use those terms even. Okay, and then moving into not talking about your illness. Talk about how much fun you're having or going to have. Whatever you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on your symptoms and worried about, them getting bigger or smaller, or, you're completely focused on your symptoms of unwellness, you literally are expanding them, making them worse. So you want to be taking if you're talking with people, talk about the fun you're having, the changes you're making, how you see this as a blessing. It's really helping you become more aware of your life, helping you become more aware of your thought patterns or what you do each day that perhaps you don't enjoy. Next, letting go of any fear-filled thoughts and know that you can recover and live a much longer life. And as I mentioned, some of these are repetitive, and I think they're repetitive on purpose, because cancer, any illness has to do with a person being out of alignment with who they really are for an extended period of time, and the body is finally needing you to recognize that it wants you to bring attention to that and work to shift that. So, and that's what illness is all about. All right, next, let go of any thoughts that death is a bad thing. Death is literally a transition into another experience that will be glorious. Trust me on this. Understand that we are eternal beings. Any religion talks about that. That we go on forever and ever. And whether you live or whether you transition, either choice will be fine. And what this will do, it will help you let go of the fear of death, which is so rampant in almost every culture. Next one, so important to relax often. Learn some wonderful breathing exercises that help to bring the body back into a good feeling place. Tension always means we are out of alignment and we have thoughts that are holding us back from the happiness and the joy that we so deserve. Next, choose a doctor who spreads hope and not doom. Do not listen to or get anxious when people express your prognosis. No one, and I mean no one, knows how to get well better than you do, no matter how terrible any prognosis may seem. And, when my husband was ill, he was told he had 4 months to live, and he ended up living 4 years. And, we didn't know most of what I'm talking about right here. If we did, it would have been a whole other journey for him. So, and he had a lot, doctors are trained in symptom recognition. They're trained to focus on symptoms. And they don't know a lot about energy and how illness gets set up. They just know that when you have a symptom, this is what they would do for it. So, so really, if you can find a doctor that literally spreads hope and knows that they truly don't have the answers for you, and they encourage you to go within and listen to how you can help yourself, Next, listen to your emotions. They will guide you to your wellness each and every step of the way. If something feels bad, stop doing it, or change the thought to one that has a more hopeful and happy feeling. When things feel good, that is your higher self or the universe or God, whatever term you use, saying, come this way, come this way. You're getting warmer and warmer towards the joy that you're seeking. Likewise, when you feel negative emotion, that's literally a sign, a symbol, a recognition that the thoughts you're having right now are moving you away from the wellness that you want. So, and your emotions are your guides. Always moving into what feels good. Emotions, most people do not understand the purpose of our emotions, that they truly are our inner guidance. Next, find things that make you laugh and do way more of them. Laughing out loud. It is hard to be focusing on negative thoughts and worries when you're laughing. Next, take the time to really get to know the people you love. Do fun things with them. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Appreciation is one of the highest feelings, emotions that you have within you. When you're appreciating, you are loving. You are you're not in a negative state when you're appreciating. So the more you can write down or say out loud the things you appreciate, the better you'll be. I have a game that I play that it's called the 10 Things I Appreciate About You. And you just choose something that you have no problem appreciating. It could be your dog or the mountains or the ocean. And you just, when you're feeling a little off, you just go right into that game. The 10 things I love about the ocean. And by the 8th and 9th and 10th thing, you've shifted yourself into a better feeling place. Next, listen and read the work of Jerry and Esther Hicks on the law of attraction. They are the most profound teachers on this subject, and their work may inspire and give you insights into how to most quickly attract the wellness that your higher self has already created for you. Now, the law of attraction is the law above all laws. It's what governs the universe. Positive thoughts draw positive things. A person who is in a constant state of joy would never attract cancer. It's illogical. They couldn't. But cancer and other illnesses come from being in a state of thought that may even appear normal, but it's like a rut of negative thought. And honestly, sometimes it takes an illness like this to even realize that this is how you have been. And most people are so practiced in negative thought that they think it's normal, and it's not. So, and I have found these teachings to be absolutely, and they've helped me understand everything. Why certain things have happened to me, why I didn't get myself into a better feeling place sooner. Everything. The universe makes sense when you understand how it's all orchestrated. Okay. Next, begin each day with a 10-minute meditation. Meditation helps you to stop negative thought, negative chatter, and to move you into calmness and relief. Most people spend their whole life in negative chatter. And especially nowadays with so much technology, people are rarely without their computers or their phones. They rarely take time to just be. And then take time to write and think about things and people that you appreciate. When you write things down, it makes it even stronger within you. Next, if things from your past are bothering you, find a journey practitioner who can help you clear out this old stuff. After the death of my husband, I got led to the work that I now do called journey work, and it helps people clear out old negative cellular memories that often most of us are not even aware of that are affecting our well-being. Since I've learned journey work, I have cleared out old memories that honestly I never would have even known were active within me if it had not been for learning about journey work. So, it's rare for me to work with someone more than 5 or 6 sessions in order for them to be completely empowered to take charge of their own health again. Like when I was ill with a depression, I was in seeing a psychiatrist for 5 years and did not get well and was on drug medication. I would call that pretty ineffective therapy. And so learning journey work and letting a depression go after only 5 sessions, to me that was amazing. That was a breath of fresh air, and I knew that it had to be possible, but it took me a while to get led to it. So those are the A to Z. I am sure you have others that you could add to this, and as you're going through the experience that you may be part of, you can add to this. But I hope this has been helpful and added value to your understanding of cancer and other illnesses. And should you want to work one-on-one with me, I work with people all over the world over the telephone, and or in person if you're in my area. You just can email me to book an appointment, and my email address is info@jonymcmahon.com. I wish you the most amazing journey. I know that many people who have had a diagnosis of cancer will look back and do look back on it as a gift that was literally given to them because it really helped them stop and become more aware of how they were living their life. All right, take care. Hope this has been great for you and helpful. Signing out, Joni McMahon. Bye for now.